So what does it cost to live in the big bad city of Bangkok? I'm always telling you guys how much my meals are, how much it costs where Haley and I are staying, but you guys are always writing and saying, hey Chris, show us a monthly budget for someone who's spending $1,500 to $2,000 US a month. Well, in this video, I have a guest. He's right over there, and he's gonna walk us through his entire monthly budget item by item, and we're gonna paint a picture of the type of lifestyle you could have here for $1,700 a month. And at the end of the video, we're gonna compare that to what it would cost in his hometown. Let's get started. All right, got the list here. Got the guest here. How's it going, Adam?
Yeah, it's good, man. Good.
So life in Bangkok. Thanks for sharing this. We're gonna run through Adam's typical monthly expenses line by line, give you guys a full breakdown, and at the end we're gonna get into whether you could live this type of life in Canada. That should be interesting.
Very.
Yeah, so let's get started. You wake up on a typical day, you got breakfast for 3,100 baht. That's about 100 baht a day. What's your breakfast consist of?
Yeah, I'll generally go to my local market or, fruit stand or little egg crepe stand and spend 40 baht, 50 baht on fruit and maybe a crepe.
What kind of fruit do you like?
I like the mangoes here, of course, and then I like the passion fruit.
Yeah, that's nice.
What is it? The dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Dragon fruit. The white one with those black seeds.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Whatever's local, that's what you want to get.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's not your whole breakfast budget. I'm hoping that there's some coffee in there. Is there coffee?
There's certainly coffee as part of that budget. I generally go to Coffee Berry. Oh, sawadee ka.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณอดัม
cafe latte ron
ได้ค่ะ
นมโซย
ได้เลยค่ะ
โอเคขอบคุณครับ and scan มาครับ
ได้เลยค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณนะคะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Well, that looked like a tasty coffee, and I always tell these guys, you could go to Starbucks. They're everywhere here, but it's just as expensive as it is wherever you guys are from, and definitely not a good move if you're on a budget. So your next thing's lunch, but what I want to know, Adam's a bit of a digital nomad, and I want to continue painting this picture of his life for you. So between breakfast and lunch, what do you do?
Yeah, come back to my condo, shower up, and then I'll usually go like 3 hours of focused work, try to get the bigger things out of the way. And I'll just do that at my condo building 90% of the time.
That's where you can find Adam working feverishly on the Thailand weekly newsletter. He's the one who writes that.
Yeah.
So do you ever do this at a co-working space or a coffee shop or anything?
I have before, but rarely.
Yeah, okay.
Rarely. I just feel comfortable working at home, and that's where I find I focus best.
So then you've worked up an appetite. It's lunchtime. You got 4,500 baht in here, so that's about 150 baht a day. Where does that go? What does that get you?
Yeah, generally, I'll go to like my local Thai market and get Thai lunch for 50, 60, 70 baht. And then maybe once or twice a week, I'll go to not a fancy place for lunch, but for sort of like a fast casual where you can get some good Thai food. And it generally works out to 150 baht a day for lunch all in.
Okay, so we've got past lunch. Next one you have, it says supplies, 3,100 a month, about 100 baht a day. What's in your supplies list?
Yeah, these are basically my daily 7-Eleven runs. If you don't know, Bangkok has thousands and thousands of 7-Elevens, and everybody that lives here tends to make a daily visit. And so I go in to get things like coconut water, packs of gum, toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, like just toiletries.
So this
and
includes
snacks.
Toiletries, all snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Now we have one night out per week with buddies.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
Yeah, so I got some local friends here in Bangkok, and generally, on average, we go out probably once a week, and it can get expensive, or it can be very reasonable. On average, it's probably 1,600 baht a night.
What if you're going like baller clubbing crazy? Like what's the range for a night out with buddies?
Yeah, that world can get up to like 3,500 baht for a wild night out where we're getting bottle service and really turning it up. That's rare though. Most of the time we're meeting at a neighborhood pub, neighborhood bar, going for a couple drinks here and then wrapping the night off with a few drinks there, and it's like 500-600 baht.
If on a budget like this you're expecting to be out at bars every single night of the week, drinking all the time, going to the more unscrupulous places like Nana Plaza or whatever, this budget isn't gonna get you there. Like, you're not drinking every night. This one night out with buddies is, you're every other night you're not at bars having a few beers, right?
No, like when I'm drinking, it's when I'm with friends and we're out. Like I don't generally have a beer or solo to wrap up my day at work, you know what I mean? So.
Okay, and then another weekly, we got one night out per week with my girlfriend for 5,200 baht.
Yeah, I mean, just classic date nights, right? Going to the movies, going to Korean barbecue dinner, going to Jot fairs, going to, some things outside of Bangkok, afternoon at a brewery. Like just classic dates, man. We try to get out once a week where we're out having a fun time, and it averages out to, I don't know, movies might be 800 baht for tickets and snacks and everything. Korean barbecue can be 1,000 baht, 1,200 baht with drinks. So all in all, I think that's probably what I spend.
So then we got dinner, just a typical everyday dinner. You got 7,000 baht in here, which works out to about 220, 230 baht a night, I think. What are you doing for dinners?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I order in from the handy Panda Man, Food Panda if you don't know. And I do Thai breakfast, Thai lunch. I love local food here and lean heavily into it. But for dinners, I'm generally craving something a little bit more Western, whether it's a nice salad, nice wrap, pizza, pasta.
All right, so we got the day-to-days, we got the kind of the one night outs with the buddies and with your girlfriend. The next batch of stuff is the big ones: rent, utilities, this sort of stuff. Why don't we have this conversation in your condo so they can actually see what it looks like and what you get for your money? All right, man, so rent. We're sitting in it.
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice place.
Yeah, it's nice. It's small, but it's a nice condo in a really good location. Central Bangkok in a soak, about 5 minutes from the BTS and MRT. So yeah, I like it. The only thing that's not great about it is it's a little bit tight.
What size is it?
35 square meters.
35 square meters. Yeah, so that's the thing. By the way, we're not in any sort of low rent district of Bangkok. Like, we're right in the center of it. I'd say we're in a high rent district. The debate that anyone who's shopping for a place in Bangkok will have with themselves, Haley and I had it every time, it's size versus quality. So how do you feel? You've been in here almost a year. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, the quality's great. It's an awesome building with really, really good amenities. Kick-ass rooftop, some pools, a couple of gyms that we have access to, steam shower, nice balconies, nice views. I love the building and the location couldn't be better. But it's funny you bring this up because I am starting to have that internal debate in my mind of like, next year my lease expires in early January and I'm having thoughts of like, do I want to move a little bit further out of Asok, maybe a little bit out of Sukhumvit, where I can get some more space, set up my own office and just get a little bit more room. And yeah, on my budget, like I would expect something older and not as modern or fancy.
But bigger, like this is the thing. So the budget is 20,000 baht a month.
Yeah.
And we got our buddy Danny, he's got a whole house for that much. So again, that's the debate when you're looking at spending rent. But also on here of note is electricity. Some of the utilities, electricity, you got to pay extra.
Yes.
And
yes.
so that leads to the question, how much AC do you use?
I like to crank the AC. Bangkok can get hot, okay?
When you sleep at night, this is the gauge for anyone living in Bangkok. We always ask each other, when you sleep at night, what do you got it at?
I keep it at 18.
Oh, you're like 5.
I keep it at 18.
Oh,
I like it cold.
24 for me, 24. To me, that's cool. 18, okay, he likes living in an igloo. So hence his electricity bill in a small unit, still 3,500 baht a month.
Yeah.
Got to pay a little bit for water. You got
Yeah.
200 baht.
Yeah.
Water's cheap, it's electric, that'll get you. Internet, good speeds here?
Yeah, fantastic. Like far faster than my home country of Canada, and just easier to set up, more accessible, and yeah,
And
super,
cheap, eh?
Yeah,
You got
cheap.
850 baht a month for internet. All right, we're poolside now, and this place has 2 pools. You showed me the rooftop earlier.
Yeah, man, really good rooftop up there, great views, and a nice little dip in, dip out pool.
All right, well, a nice, comfortable place to talk about the next item on our list. Phone plan, 800 baht a month. Pretty standard stuff, I guess, there, eh? Not too much to talk about?
Not really. It's an unlimited plan, fast speeds, 800 baht a month. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And you can get cheaper, but you can also get more expensive. I'm probably in the upper third, most certainly.
Adam comes from Canada, and we're about to get to the part where we compare all these costs in total with what his life would cost back in Toronto, where he's from. Phone plans are different back there. Next, you got shopping. What 1,000 baht a month? What are you shopping for?
Yeah, I don't do too much shopping. I buy old, cheap t-shirts, sort of like vintage stuff, you know, for 200, 300 baht at a market. I don't do clothing shopping. I don't buy trinkets. So I got that number basically by taking the 10 or 12 t-shirts I'll buy at, you know, one shopping session per year, and then just average it out over 12 months.
That's another one that when you're doing your list, it all depends. How much into fashion are you? How much clothes are you buying? I got buddies back home who'd blow your budget on shoes alone, man.
Yeah.
We're getting right near the end. Transportation, 1,700. How you getting around?
Yeah, mainly by BTS. As I said earlier, I'm just 5 minutes from BTS Asok, and I generally take a little 10 baht motorbike taxi to get there. But then
Those are fun.
They are fun.
But a little dangerous.
A little sketchy.
Stay on the quiet streets when you're taking the motorbike taxis.
yeah, they are good and they're convenient. And then, like, I don't shy away from grabs or taxis if I need to get across town after a night out, or
I would say you can get almost anywhere in the city within reason for under 100 baht. Generally, I don't go over 100 baht if I'm in a cab. You get down to Phuket or Samui, different story, but this is Bangkok cost of living. And the last one, this one's interesting, travel.
Yeah.
So you're living on a reasonable budget. What does this mean, travel?
One of the beauties about living in Bangkok and in this part of the world is it's very easy to do fun weekend trips to really interesting places. So maybe I want to go to Chiang Mai for a weekend. Maybe I want to go down and visit Chris in Samui for a few days. Maybe I want to go to Phuket.
We're going on a motorbike trip this coming weekend. There's going to be a video of that. We're doing a 3-night motorbike trip with our buddy Dana. You're out in these types of places. If you're on a budget, you don't have to stay at Melia or places that cost 5,000-6,000 baht a night or more. Like, we'll be finding hotel rooms for 700 baht a night, I would imagine, when we're away this weekend.
Yeah, so I tend to get out of the city once every 6 weeks, let's call it, on average. Some months it's more, because I'm traveling a little bit for work, and then some months it's less. You know, the past 3 months I haven't left Bangkok at all, so I am really looking forward to Khao Yai this weekend. But yeah, on average it's every 6 weeks, and I find the 5K or 6K that I've budgeted covers costs for motorbike rentals, flights, spending a little bit of extra on food and drinks while I'm traveling, things like this, accommodation.
All right, we got to the bottom of our list, man, and before we total it up, is there anything we missed, do you think?
There's a few things that I didn't include, things like maintaining the visa that I'm on to live here, things like medical. I didn't include that because that situation is so unique.
That's a good point. I mean, we wanted to do the list of something that applies to everyone, but when you're taking our list and making your own Thailand budget, definitely think about your own personal situation for medical and visa. Those are the two biggies. Everything else is pretty inclusive, and it totals $17.50 US per month, 1736 euros for the Europeans out there. You also did it for what the same life would cost in your hometown of Toronto, and that came in at $4,500 US. So was that, what were you thinking when you were doing that up?
Yeah, so this was an interesting exercise because I was able to see, like, what is my Bangkok life? What would that cost where I'm from, back in Toronto? And I'm Canadian. I lived there my whole life up until 2 years ago. And I just put my best guess as to what would it cost to go out for breakfast and coffee every day, to go and order in dinner every night. And when I translated it into Thai baht, it's pretty shocking. So I think that number is something like 150 or 160,000 Thai baht per month. So just over twice as expensive as what I pay to do it here in Bangkok.
So my final question to you is, if you had to live in Toronto on your Bangkok budget of $17.50 US a month, what would your life be like?
Not nearly as fun as it is here in Bangkok. There's no doubt about that. It would probably involve either living with my parents or living in like a shared apartment where I only have a bedroom and it's the outskirts of Toronto. Wouldn't be going out for nights out with buddies as much. Like, instead of going out for beers and it sort of becomes as many as you want to drink, it would be like, nah, fellas, gotta cap it off at 3 beers tonight. And then I certainly wouldn't be eating as well. It's the travel component, trying to get out of the city every month and a half, 2 months. That would be non-existent. So my life would look very different, and
he wouldn't have quite as big of a smile on his face as he does now. So thanks for doing this, man. That was good. It was a fun exercise. And now I turn it over to you guys. What would your budget be for your ideal life in Bangkok? Comment below. And in the meantime, let's help a brother out here. He's responsible for the Teeny app, and so all of the downloads and subscribers get this young man some more spending money. So any support over there is appreciated.
Yeah, very much so.